Coming up on Good Morning Waverly, we take a look at Waverly's volunteer fire department and how they're keeping their community safe almost free of charge.
And later we sat down with one of the women who will be hosting the first ever Harvest for Hospice event to find out how community members can give back to the cause.
And what can we expect for weather as we head deeper into fall? We'll have your full forecast later in the show.
Happy Friday and good morning, Waverly.
Good morning, Waverly. I'm Jacqueline Schutte.
And I'm Kelsey Bemis. We'll get to our local news in just a bit, but first let's take a look at the weather outside. Temperature outside is currently just above 50 degrees. We'll have a high of 53 degrees right now. Relative humidity of 96%. Wind, slight wind, southeast wind 9 miles per hour. Dew point of 52 degrees. And as we head throughout the day, we're going to see it warm up by about at least 20 degrees or so. At 9 a.m. we'll see a high of 58 degrees, noon a high of 70, and at 3 p.m. will be a high of 75, and winds are going to get up to about 23 miles per hour as we head throughout the day. And then as we look to tomorrow, we're going to see a high of 65 degrees there. It's partly cloudy, but not too bad. Sunday it's going to cool down to 62 degrees, and then Monday it's also going to continue to cool down, 59 for the high there.
Thanks, Kelsey. St. Paul's students and staff are doing their part to help fight and end cancer. The St. Paul Lutheran Church and school hosted a pink out walk around the school Wednesday morning. The school's new principal, Stacy Snyder, made the walk in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The walk is also part of Governor Terry Branstad's initiative to make Iowa the healthiest state in the U.S. by 2016.
The Waverly Area Veterans Post is entering the final stage in its fundraising campaign. So far, 437 donors have pledged nearly $1.5 million to the campaign. The project will include a 2-story facility that will be built on the current Veteran for Foreign Wars building location by the Cedar River. The goal for the project is over $3 million.
Waverly's community garden was closed down for the season last Saturday morning. Volunteers harvested the last of the year's produce by pulling out plants and tearing down the fences. The team included WSR's National Honor Society, Riverwood Church, and a pair of Mormon missionaries. The produce is donated to local organizations, including the Northeast Iowa Food Bank. The team harvested almost 4,000 pounds of produce this season.
The fate of the old Waverly Junior High School building is expected to be decided soon. The building, owned by WSR Community Schools, is for sale for $5,000. Mayor Bob Brunkhorst said the city is working with developer Jim Benda to sell the building to the firm 3Q Investments. The building suffered damage during the 2008 flood and was abandoned when the new junior high opened in August of 2011.
BARTELS residents will now be able to enjoy the Waverly community more due to a recent donation. CUNY Mutual Foundation donated $25,000 to BARTELS to go towards the purchase of a new minibus. The Leisure Services Department plans to use the new bus for things like rides in the country and day trips to various places around the Cedar Valley.
They really understood the need for us to make life good for our residents, and they were very quick to grasp how important it was to us and what we could accomplish with it. So I was pleasantly surprised because it was a larger amount than they usually do, but not surprised that they understood the need that we had.
This week, Waverly community members held the second of 4 strategic planning meetings that will be happening this fall. The meetings include around 50 individuals from all different city boards and commissions.
They are held to take a further look at how Waverly can improve. The meetings feature small breakout sessions to discuss a variety of different areas of growth. This is the first time these meetings have ever been held in Waverly, and they won't happen again until 2020. In the face of government shutdown, Starbucks is encouraging customers to help each other out. The chain launched the Pay It Forward campaign on Wednesday. Through today, customers who buy a drink for a fellow patron get a free tall brewed coffee. In a letter to employees, CEO Howard Schultz says the campaign is meant to help fellow citizens support one another in this challenging time. Starbucks in both Cedar Falls and Waterloo are participating. Coming up next on Good Morning Waverly, we go inside the Waverly Fire Department and see what it's like to be a part of the crew.
And get your full weekend forecast in just 2 minutes. Stay with us. Welcome back to Good Morning Waverly. The time is currently 7 after the hour. We'll begin with a look at what you can expect to see outside right now. Is a high of 53 degrees, relative humidity of 96%, just a slight wind, 9 miles per hour coming in from the southeast with a dew point of 22 degrees. Now 9 a.m. we'll see a high of 58 degrees. Noon we'll see a high of 70, and 3 p.m. it'll warm up to our high for the day, 75 degrees there. Winds picking up to about 23 miles per hour. And as we head into tonight, we will see some slight chances for rain, only about a 20% chance or so. High of 53 degrees there, 8 to 13 miles per hour for your wind, and a sunset of 6:35. And as we head into tomorrow, it's going to be a little cooler than what we'll see today. 65 degrees for the high there, partly cloudy. Wind 8 to 15 miles per hour with a sunrise of 7:19. And as we head into Sunday, going to continue to cool down once again. A high of 62 degrees there. Monday, a high of 59 degrees. And overnight Monday, we're going to see some chances for showers. And as we head into Tuesday, we'll see about a 70% chance of rain on Monday night. Tuesday, we'll see about a 50% chance of rain there, a high of 55 on Tuesday, and then Wednesday we'll also see some chances for rain with a high of 52 degrees there as well. So it is going to cool down slightly as we head into next week. We'll see a high of cooler temperatures. Well, nice temperatures for our homecoming weekend, however, here at Wartburg, and we'll get to some other events a little later on in the show for what we can expect to do with this nice weather this weekend.
It'll be nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
All around the country, firefighters are teaching how to prevent fires and be safe around them as part of National Fire Safety and Prevention Week. Waverly's own fire department responds to 120 calls per year and is made up completely of volunteers. They're willing to help out every way they can for their community.
If somebody calls and they don't know who to call for their problem, they call the fire department. So you need to be able to handle cats in the trees and missing people, water rescues, car accidents.
Like most other small-town fire departments, they don't receive very much money. But the department says they're lucky to be in Waverly.
We have a community that supports us very well. I know of some of the other struggles with the communities around us. A lot of times it's hard to keep up to date on the equipment.
The city allocates $160,000 for equipment and wages. However, the average cost for uniform, $5,000. And pay for the firefighters? Only $6 per call. And the trucks are multi-million dollars. All of that equipment has to be updated every 10 years.
I'll get water to them when they holler that they're ready for water.
Mike Sabursky is 79 years old and has been a firefighter for 47 years. He says what they do is something that can't be bought.
Our motto is to protect life and property. And if I can help somebody out, that's what I want to do.
Just the most meaningful thing for me is just being able to help people.
It's something that is taught at a young age for many on the Waverly Fire Department. They have 5 father-son teams. Wartburg student Jordan Miller is a 4th-generation firefighter.
And I've always known that I wanted to be a firefighter someday. So when the time came, I felt like it was my chance.
I was thrilled when he decided he wanted to join.
The firefighters put themselves in potentially life-threatening situations to help their community. And at the end of the day, they have each other.
And when you get on a fire call, you may be dependent upon him to save your life. You got to be friends. So, and we are. We might squabble here a little bit, but not on a fire ground.
The guys are your best men in your weddings, and sometimes they're your pallbearers at your funeral. You get some very close bonds down here, and I can't think of a more dedicated bunch that I would want to be a part of than the fire department.
We're family. That's all I can say is we're family.
The firefighters say the most rewarding part about their volunteering is teaching kids about fire prevention.
Kevin Miller says he's taught around 8,000 kids how to be safe around fire. And coming up next after the break, we visited a barn to talk about the owner about the event she'll be hosting this weekend to give back to a local cause.
And next week there's a fashion show in town. We'll sit down with the planners of the show later on. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
The Cedar Valley Hospice is a nonprofit agency that provides home care services to those with a life-threatening condition.
This weekend, a local family is holding an event to both support the hospice and celebrate the fall season. I sat down with Joy Mummelthei to talk about this fun family event. Now, thank you, Joy, for joining me today to talk about this event. So first, can you kind of explain what went into planning the hospice event?
Sure. A lot went into planning this event. It took a lot of time, but it was super fun. And we had to first create awareness. This is what we're doing. We had to work with hospice and get it out there, get the word out there, and get the word out to the community and the businesses in the community on how they wanted to help with it. And we had to sell tickets because it's $5 a ticket to get into the event. And so we wanted to sell as much ahead of time before the event, but you can still get a ticket at the door. So it was a lot into getting that awareness out. This is what we're going to do. It's October 13th. And then it was into more marketing it, coming up with the posters and all the signs that we need for the event too, as well as the decor. We had to decorate the whole barn. So we had people donate, and we had a lot of stuff on hand, so that was great. But a lot of organizing the volunteers to help us was a big part. And just getting ready for it was a lot of time consuming, but at the same time it was really fun.
Okay, and why did you guys decide to host this event? Is there a personal connection?
Sure. Actually, my mother-in-law, Deb Mummelthei, she came up with the idea. It was her idea. It was a way for her, several different things. She was personally touched by Laurel Whitcomb, who was a friend of hers, who also is my brother-in-law's, Clint's mom, who passed away from cancer and used hospice, and hospice was great during that time. And she thought this would be a great event to give back to the community as well as honor her. So that was part of it. We've had a lot of loved ones that have used hospice, and hospice is a local organization where all of Cedar Valley uses. So it was that local organization that we wanted to help, as well as give people an opportunity to see the barn. We wanted to share the barn with the community. There's nothing better than giving back to a community that you love.
Okay, and back to the decorating process a little bit. What kind of went into that? It's extravagant.
Yeah, a lot, and a lot of time, but we did a little bit here and there. And we organized one night, my mother-in-law Deb had like 40 or 20 volunteers come and helped us, and we covered like all areas of the barn. We still have a little bit more to do, but it was it's big to cover 4 levels of a barn in all fall. And so we had a lot of people donate decorations. We put together a village, a lighted village, for everybody to see, and it's kind of it moves and it has interesting parts. So that was a big part in putting that together. But it's going to be really cool. And my brother and sister-in-law, Deb and Mark Mummelthei, donated that or gave that to be part of the display. So that was really cool.
Okay. And can you explain what will be at the event? What are some of the things that will be happening?
Lots of things to do, and for all ages. So we have, first you're going to tour the barn. So you're going to see antiques, but amongst the antiques, it's all going to be decorated in fall. And we do have a Christmas corner where I said the lighted village will be on display. So there will be some Christmas trees, so kind of get a touch of Christmas as well. Get us ready for the season. And then we will have cocoa and cookies available for everybody, and we're going to have 2 different country bands play and just kind of have that background music. And we are going to have a hayride for all ages, and we're going to have a petting zoo where our donkeys and goats will be able to see those. We will have the balloon man is going to come and do balloons for the kids, and we're also going to have a bouncy house for kids to play in.
Okay.
Well, and one more thing, we're going to have a bake sale.
Okay.
Which will be addition to raising more money for hospice.
And one more time, that event is this Sunday.
Yes,
this Sunday. At the barn. At what time is that?
It's October 13th, this Sunday, from 1 to 5 o'clock.
All right, well, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
We'll be back after the break.
Time is currently 20 after the hour. Every year, local thrift store Trinkets and Togs holds a fashion show to showcase all the store's styles. This year, they're celebrating their 10-year anniversary. Here to tell me about the event are Lori Shepard and Darlene Lindahl. Thanks for joining me today.
Good morning.
Thank you. So, first of all, how are the fashions coming along?
They're coming along quite well. We have 60 to 65 entries so far, and I think we have another 12 to write up on, so quite a few.
What kind of things do people wear?
Anywhere from evening gowns to casual clothes to we have a bunch of kids coming down with Halloween costumes and just all kinds of different items. So,
what's probably the most extravagant outfit to expect this year?
Probably the evening gowns, I believe.
Or maybe some of the costumes. Those are always a lot of fun. Yeah.
Why do you guys have this event?
Actually, it started 10 years ago. I started working at Trinkets and Togs, and a lot of people aren't aware of what goes on behind the scenes, the vocational center and the various clients that we have to work there and the job skills that they learned. And I wanted to educate the people about what goes on and what Trinkets and Togs really was about. And so I thought this would be a fantastic way to get the clients involved, to get back to the community, to help with their social skills, and just have a lot of fun. And 10 years ago it started.
How is the event different now than when it started 10 years ago?
We have so much more participation, so many different volunteers. We have different customers that come in. We have now Wartburg students are going to be volunteering and coming in because we have the Wartburg is going to be helping us through a leadership organizational class. So we're going to have a lot of help this year. So
we saw some of those pictures before when it was 10 years ago. What's different? I mean, what's special about the 10th anniversary?
Well, besides the fact that it's 10 years, it's going to be interesting as you see that picture, the one that you brought up, that was of my son and I, and he is now 20, and I think he was like, 10 or 11 back in that day. So there's people that have been there for that long, and you actually see the kids grow up, and they're still in this fashion show. So that's something that's really neat to observe.
You said you have about 60 people modeling. Why do you think people like doing that?
They like to give back to the community. A lot of people come in and volunteer, and they just want to give back. We're just connecting with the community very well, and everybody's embracing us with Trinkets and Togs. So.
And what's the community's response to this event?
They love it. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of people that come in, and we call them our regulars, and they're just wonderful customers, and they really support Trinkets and Togs, and they're there for the fashion show, and they really cheer us on. It's great. It's just really a lot of fun.
Can you describe what happens at the event?
Well, it just starts off, we have a lot of entertainment and music going on, and then we have accommodator. Linda Hughes is our director. I'm the store manager, and Darlene is the retail services assistant. And we get started by just having people come down one at a time, and they model and go down the lane just like any other fashion show, but ours is special, and everybody just really seems to enjoy it. So.
And who are your guest commentators this year?
It's actually Lori and I, and then Linda Hughes.
And then we're going to have some judges that are going to be coming. We're going to have Dr. Tim E. West from Wartburg College and Deanne from CUNA. So,
do those guys kind of make it a little more exciting?
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit different, a little different twist that we're doing this year.
This is a new thing this year.
Yeah.
So.
And how can people get involved in this?
Well, they just need to give us a call at Trinkets and Togs at 319-352-8029.
And if someone wanted to, why have a fashion show?
We want to be different and have different promotions throughout the year. Our fashion shows is one of the many that we have because we really want to support the community and people with disabilities, so the community knows what we are all about because we're there for our clients.
Who models in this show?
Family, friends, customers. Yeah, anybody who wants to come in and volunteer and be a model.
Is there a training process for how to model, or how do they know how to do that?
We run them through where to go and stuff, but not too much of a training thing. It's pretty easy and a lot of fun.
And what kind of clothes do they choose to model?
Some of them, it's things that they've already picked out at the store, and they'll just bring those items in. Some people find some new outfits. We have a lot of variety on what to wear, whether you want something vintage, you want a new fashion, you want some up-to-date jeans or a really funky shirt. We've got a lot of things going on there. So.
And then again, can you say when and what time that is?
It's this next Thursday, October 17th from 6:30 to 7:30.
All right, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you
for having us.
And coming up next after the break, we'll tell you about the top box office hits this weekend. Stay tuned for more GMW.
There's a leak in the boat! You have to shut down the machine before the
That movie is Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs too. It's about what happened when the people of the island left, but his machine kept cranking out food-animal hybrids. That movie has a 6.6 rating from IMDb. It's playing at the Waverly Palace Theater this weekend.
And if you're looking for something maybe a little bit more for grown-ups, you can go see Gravity, which is also at the Palace Theater this weekend. It stars Sandra Bullock and George Clooney trying to survive in space after an accident. It got an 8.7 rating on IMDb.
Looks like some really fun movies.
Very different. Definitely a variety at the Waverly Palace Theater. I guess I'm not sure what the third one is, but probably can appeal to kind of anyone.
I know I've seen the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 1, and I think the
never
second
seen
one might
it.
look a little bit
and I've
better,
heard that it's
actually.
I've heard it's really good, and I'm sad I didn't get to see it.
Looks
but
like a fun one.
It does look good.
And then also some other things going on this weekend if you don't want to go see a movie. It's Wartburg's Homecoming this weekend. The parade starts at 10, and that's on Bremer, and then the Ren Fair is right after that on the campus mall, and the game starts at 1:30.
And we also had an interview about this earlier in the show, but just a reminder about the Harvest for Hospice event this Sunday. It's $5 for a person, and all proceeds go to the Cedar Valley Hospice. The barn is at 1766 180th Street in Waverly.
And area music lovers can enjoy the sweet sound of strings this weekend. Everyone is welcome to join the Wartburg Community Symphony for their Sizzling Strings Homecoming concert. Featured soloist Hai-Jin Kim will perform Glasnost Violin Concerto. The concert will be held this Saturday in Newman Auditorium on the Wartburg College campus from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
And before we wrap up the show, we'll give you one more look at your final weather. Now today we can expect to see highs of about 77 degrees, so still staying fairly warm as we head into the third week or so of October next week already. We'll see a high of 58 degrees at 9 a.m. Noon, we'll see a high of 70. 3 p.m. we're going to get near our high, 75 degrees there for an overall high of 77. Winds are high as up to about 23 miles per hour there. Tomorrow it is going to cool down, but it will stay mostly sunny for those weekend events we were talking about. 8 to 15 miles per hour with a sunrise of 7:19. And we can continue to see warmer weather as well as we head throughout the week, but a little cooler. Then Saturday, 62 degrees and 59 for Monday.
Thanks again for watching Good Morning Waverly.
We hope to see you again next week.